NFL over NIL. Yes, those were the words of Jedd Fisch, the Washington Huskies' new football coach. And he's not wrong. That's where I'm going to start here because the Washington Huskies, first of all, have a long history of getting people to the NFL. And when I say long history, I'm talking about our generation here. They have players in the NFL, a lot of them. And this is something that's very important. One thing that I think has gone out of hand in college football is the concept of how much money you can make right now. When I don't blame the kids. If I'm 18 years old and I'm really good at football and somebody's telling me $5 million to go to Texas instead of $4 million at this place or instead of $2 million at this place, I'm going to love the money. But that's not always what the best opportunity is for you. You saw USC's quarterback, Malachi, I forgot the other name, is Malachi. He's transferring to Boise State from USC now. He's probably taking an opportunity to go play over just going to USC for the money because he went for a year. He's not playing yet. He leaves, right? Maybe now he's looking at it. I have some money. I can still get money in Boise State, but there I'll actually play. We're going to start playing some Power 5 schools. Maybe they move up in a conference, and maybe it makes me better chance for the NFL because I get more playing time. One, I'm the guy there, and I get more, he's not just another guy at USC. He's the quarterback of Boise State and kind of bring the program back up to where it was a few years ago. That's important. That's how it should be. It shouldn't just be about the money. If I'm Archie Manning, he's at Texas. He's just going to sit, again, behind Quinn Ewers this year. I would have gone somewhere to play football. Forget how much money Texas is giving you. And don't get me wrong. He could be making the perfect decision because next year after Quinn Ewers leaves the NFL, Archie Manning will be the quarterback, and then it might be a whole different conversation. My point is, it shouldn't just be about this money. It should be about how can I be an opportunity, obviously, to win. You want to make the, college football playoffs. Now there's 12 teams, which I think will help with all this in general because you're not thinking, fuck, if I don't go to Texas or Georgia or Alabama or UW or Michigan or Florida State or LSU, I can't make the playoffs. No, a team like Penn State's going to make the playoffs now. They're never a top 4 team, but they're always a top 12. You can go to Boise State and be 12th and make the playoffs this year. You can go to Missouri. You can go to Kentucky. If you have a good year, if you're 12th in the nation, you make the playoffs. And then on top of that, it's about making the NFL. So when Jedd Fisch said NFL over NIL, it might be rubbed wrong for some people. And I don't blame you if you see it that way because you obviously also want kids to think this is the place to come to make money also because that makes a big difference on their decisions. But the real care should be the NFL. And I think it's so interesting. Which schools had the most players at this week's NFL Combine? Michigan broke a record for number 1 with 18 players in the Combine. Number 2, your Washington Huskies at 13. The 2 teams in the national championship, the Wolverines and the Huskies, with the most players at the NFL Combine. Now, you could say that's just because they were in the championship. No, that is not the answer. Missouri's 10th. USC's 9th, and they weren't even very good this year. LSU, Penn State, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, FSU. Yeah, a lot of them are the top teams, but guess what? Washington doesn't make as much NIL money as other teams listed there. Michigan, Florida State, Texas, Georgia, Alabama. Or they're not paying players as much, at least, from what we hear. But they built something special. Now a lot of players going to the NFL. Even Michigan and Washington, probably on that list. They're number 1 and 2. 18 for Michigan, 13 for Washington. The next 4 on that list are FSU, Florida State, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, LSU, USC. I'm going to guess every team after them to 9 has more NIL funds than Washington and Michigan. Michigan might be close to FSU there, but I think Washington's probably the lowest on the list other than number 10, which was Missouri. I think they have more than Missouri. But it's important to continue this idea of it's not just about the NIL money because, look, we're putting out 13, 14, 15 players to the NFL draft. We put up 8, 9 players. We're putting 10, 12 players. And then all of a sudden players start realizing if you go to University of Washington, you can always finish in the top 12 now. Top 4 is hard. Top 12 is possible. You get second or third in the Big Ten. On a good year, third, you might still get in. Second year, for sure, getting in probably. Finish in a really high place, make the playoffs, make some money still. You're going to still make NIL money. Do not get me wrong. There's a big difference between making nothing and something. But there's not that big of a difference for a college kid. Hear me out. If one school's giving you 10, another school's giving you 5. But one school at the 5 gives you a better chance at the NFL, go to the 5 because the real money's in the NFL. And now let's talk about lower level players. 5 and 10 are for like Archie Mannings and J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix. If we're talking about, offensive linemen and NIL money, we're talking about a couple $100,000 maybe. That's chump change compared to if you make the NFL. So worry about making the NFL. Go to the place that makes you money, fine. Like I said, you want money to live. I totally get that. You deserve it. But go somewhere where you can make the NFL over the money because this money's not going to matter as much as NFL money one day. And if one day you look back and say, man, I should not have gone to that school. It was more NIL money, but I knew I was going to be behind somebody, or I knew my opportunity for the NFL wasn't going to be there. It's not the right system for me, but I took the money. When you're not in the NFL because of that, that could be an issue for you long term. And you would have wished you took less money at 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, played for a team that fits you better, played for the system that fits you better, that helps you get to the NFL. And the Huskies are doing this with the coaching staff, so don't get that twisted. They have Brennan Carroll, Pete Carroll's son. They have Steve Belichick, Bill Belichick's son. Jedd Fisch was in the NFL for 13 years, 14 years, whatever it was. They have guys that know the NFL, and that's super duper duper important to get guys that know the NFL to help these guys make the NFL, make more money, better their lives, build this program, and get back to domination. I love it, what they're doing. This is Huskies on Tap. Please like and subscribe, and I love you guys. Peace.